Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, Rovi, and MScribe, and today we're going to be talking about some creator capital markets.
CCMs, dude. Not ICMs, not ICBMs, CCMs.
Yeah, we're not firing missiles here.
No, not yet. But this is very relevant to us, right? Because if we tend to do a lot in this arena, I feel like.
Yeah,
the
man.
Creator space.
We've always been aligned with creators, and we've always tried to help creators.
Yeah, if you go back to our very origins of history, back into the 2019 era, 2020.
That's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, dude. Was that 6 years?
Feels like 15 years.
Not really. It doesn't feel that long. It feels long but short at the same time. But the point is, since the very beginning, we started dabbling into, the Web3 space. We've always, felt like the creators were calling us, right?
Yeah.
Some shape or form. Initially, it was in the form of the Metaverse creator side of things. Like there was this great prospect for the open Metaverse that can contend with the powers of Roblox and Fortnite and such, right? And there's so much hope in here.
Compete with GDPs of nations.
It's true. Yeah, if the Web3 rails matured enough to the point where you can have feasible commodities layers on top of like an open Metaverse system, and if you can onboard the right UGC environments, all this stuff, right? You could feasibly create billion-dollar economies. Why? There's a reference in the Web 2 realm, Second Life, that they've done that. They did that.
Yeah.
Like 2 decades ago. So with the Web 3 technology layer and all this like AI stuff today,
it's even more likely.
The bounds of potential should be pretty fucking high, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But as far as execution goes, pretty far away, right?
Yeah. I don't think anyone is really talking about the Metaverse these days, but
yeah, not even just that. Yeah, so the Metaverse is cooked.
But the creator economy is growing.
What do you mean? Like just in general?
It's not just like YouTubers creating content. Yeah. It's like all forms of content creation now enabled through AI. It's like
correct.
It's growing.
Yeah, essentially, there has been a lot of human beings sidelined in the creative process.
I was one of them.
Yeah, most of us were useless beings, basically, pre-AI. All we could do is voice our opinion on like things, either with our words or our bucks, right?
Yes.
That's our mode of like participating in like the digital e-commerce space, right? But those who are more talented have these like abilities. You were able to capitalize.
That's right.
And it was like a very small sector of people. But now that's like everybody has access to the potential, right?
Yeah.
So let's expand on that. Let's see how Web3 is going to capture that opportunity, right? Because we're always looking for like some vector of opportunity within the crypto space.
Yeah.
And I think there's that intersection like you're describing, like it's coming.
Yeah, and the way to capture that is through creator coins. So Zora, for example, your posts are valuable and now your profile is too. Creator coins are now on Zora. So what this is essentially when you create a profile, that profile username is now a token. And then all of your posts within Zora are individual tokens as well. So now you can speculate on the individual creations or on the creator themselves.
Yeah, which I think this is, from my point of view, it was very predictable. This was this had to happen because you can't just create a platform where people are just perpetually generating new content that has, speculative spot value. Because what you're doing is like you're oversaturating a little too much, like the value, and like spreading it too thin. You need some sort of like umbrella value capture device that like all these individual like content markets can kind of root towards.
Yeah, also known as a flywheel.
Yeah, correct. I guess so. That is like the nomenclature of today.
Right. All right, so that was Zora and Jacob here from Zora.
There's your flywheel, dude.
Yeah, here it is. Zora is a crypto-native social network. We've designed and implemented a simple and powerful token system, posts paired with the creator and creators paired with Zora. You can choose to hold and trade at whatever level you like, the post, the creator, or the whole system. So we got the creator creating posts, creates attention, goes back to the creator. It's a cool flywheel. And then we have Zora onboarding creators who are launching posts, creates more attention for Zora.
Yeah.
The Zora, the token.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if they have some sort of, probably they have some sort of buyback mechanic. I'm assuming to the Zora token itself, right? Because a lot of these tokens have, obviously the more successful they end up being at capturing new creators who do create viral posts and therefore generate more volume. That is platform revenue that can be utilized to, buy back the Zora token, for example.
Yeah.
So that's part of the value capture we're talking about. It's these flywheels are for, right?
Yeah, Connor on Chain here says Zora feels like the virtual for SocialFi. There have been so many attempts at SocialFi in the past, but every single one has ended in pump and dumps. Zora, on the other hand, has been building for years and has integrated a legitimate flywheel with liquidity pairing to drive all value directly back to the Zora token.
There it is.
So main issue is attention and actual use, whether from non-crypto creators or native crypto creators. May take some time to actually catch on, but if it does, this is a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, so I agree. The mechanism, the design is pretty well done. It's just a matter of, adoption at this point, right? Because you're directly competing with, I don't know, like Instagram,
Web2, like behemoths.
Basically, yeah. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with. Pump.fun, which we're about to talk about, it's pretty much. It's been leaked. I think it's pretty well expected. They're also going to step their feet in the arena as like a Web3 entity competing directly with the behemoth, right?
Yeah.
Specifically the live streaming platforms of
create like a social network in a way.
Whatever. But yeah, so this is kind of turning into like a systemic, event. It's just seeing all these different well-designed, well-architected like Web3 ecosystems leveraging, the superpower of token incentives and flywheels and such to create maybe potentially better monetization routes for general creators, like you're saying.
Yeah,
for all facets.
Yeah, so we're looking at a post that was done about 6 days ago or so by Jacob. Over 2,222 Zora creators have launched their token.
Yeah, I think that number has significantly increased since then.
Yeah,
it's probably 10,000 by now or something. So that implies there's some sort of like activation, I'm sure. So if you're a creator on Zora, you've launched content, created content, you probably have to like sign some sort of transaction, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Just for your coin to exist and now be tradable. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's good. So it's showing,
So why do this? There is a component to this token that I guess should be a little obvious if you've been watching videos and kind of understanding the whole ecosystem, but the volume against the token goes back to pay the creator. And so if you have a ton of volume on your token, the more volume, it means the more income you receive from the token. Yeah. So it's not about, having a token and holding your own token and then dumping it on your community. It's more about like creating more creations and therefore feeding back into your token ecosystem and creating more value and therefore more interest to buy your token and volume as a result.
Yeah, and I think it's needed because you need to, in platforms like this where the token deployers, creators, whatever, they're expected to output, right? Because that is how the market determines value, right? Or attributes value to an individual creator, right? You can't just put out one post, doesn't go viral, and it's like, shit, I guess I suck at this, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be posting essentially every day, and it's like every single post is a viability checker of like, virality, right? Are you any good at tapping into the cultural nexus of what's going on the internet or wherever?
Yeah, and before creator coins, it was sort of frowned upon a little bit. Well, if you kept launching projects,
it's dangerous, right?
Yeah, so it was like you're diluting, the original creation.
Yeah, diluting, and your reputation, I guess, is a little bit on the line in a sense, because if it's too much like failed attempts, people are just perpetually getting burnt essentially, and there's no other like fail-safe, I guess, the vehicle to kind of still maintain some position of, I don't know, like equilibrium. I think that's what the creator coin does, right? So you can keep pushing out these attempts.
Yeah. But I don't know how well known it is, but in order for a company or a project to be successful, it probably goes through several pivots. And those pivots you could imagine as like a launch of a project and its token, it may not work. It might not get traction. It may not be useful. It may not, all these things.
Yeah.
But the creator themselves, they have to keep pivoting to find a product market fit. And so that should be okay. And you're essentially with a creator coin, you're betting on the creator to kind of figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what's most important. I mean, speculating on, memes is one thing, right? Every meme has the potential to go viral, I guess. But somebody who has like an established history, I guess, of like, again, tapping into that nerve, that's really who I want to bet on, right?
Yeah.
Like that person has some sort of like skill or ability that others do not, right?
Yeah.
And that can translate into so many, much bigger value opportunities.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. All right, so now let's take a look at Zora, the token, and it had a peak of around 90 million, and then right now it's at 27 million. So
it's quite the, what's the word?
I guess accumulation zone.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's quite the discount, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I remember it came out, hit that all-time high with like Base completely like
fading it.
No, dude, they were pushing it. Max.
Oh yeah, you're right. Who was it?
Well, Solana ecosystem, I guess, was feeding it, but Base was full.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Jesse Pollock and all those guys, they were going ham.
I'm thinking of BankerBot.
Yeah. Banker kind of got faded a little bit, but not anymore. Now it's like integrated into Coinbase, so things are shaping up, right? And that's actually a big factor here. So the next tweet is, Coinbase is starting to pay attention to like these Base ecosystem primitives, right?
Yeah, this tweet from Aerodrome, which is a DEX on Base, it says, we will be integrating DEXes from Base directly into the main Coinbase app, enabling Coinbase users to access and trade millions of assets on-chain. That's so huge.
Yeah, that's actually bigger than I think a lot of people realize.
It's hard to comprehend how big this is.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why. Because initially you like when I told you this, you're like, oh, they must mean like their, what is it?
Yeah,
like their shit app. Like
their like
Coinbase wallet.
Coinbase wallet, which is a self custody wallet.
Yeah, like no way this is like the actual retail gateway Coinbase app.
Yeah, it's still hard to believe that it's like the retail gateway app.
Well, that's what it says. It says the main.
It does say that
Coinbase app. So what that means
is Coinbase is confirming it here.
Yeah, what do they say?
Slowly, then all at once.
Yeah, so Coinbase is cooking here, right? So, but it makes a lot of sense because I think Coinbase is seeing or has seen what Solana has done so far, like in the on-chain revenue and the volume that pumped out fund has done, and they have their own chain in Base, like, and they get the sequencer revenue of that.
Yeah.
They want to see billions of dollars of daily on-chain volume on that chain because that's going directly to their balance sheet. That's good for their stock valuation, right? They do their quarterly reports. It's like, our on-chain revenue is like $3 billion this quarter.
Yeah.
Stock go up, right? So they need to like really encourage it somehow.
So I guess what is the incentive for Coinbase to do like the traditional onboarding of tokens rather than just like launching on a DEX? Like, that's why it's a little weird from like a business model perspective.
I mean, this to me signals like an inflection point. Like it's the DEX side of the market is becoming more valuable, I think.
Yeah.
Than the SEC side of it. I mean, we've seen it play out already. Tokens that organically are created on the DEX side and, they hit near $1 billion valuations, make it to a SEX. That's like their death spiral.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like, and I think Coinbase sees it too. Binance is probably going to see it. They're going to launch a hyperliquid competitor soon, an on-chain DEX probably. So
yeah,
I think the SEX model just like is slowly dying out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it's weird to me from like a regulatory standpoint too. But I mean, I guess that doesn't matter these days.
Yeah, at least not yet.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, Base DEX here. So we got a list of tokens that are on the Base ecosystem.
Yeah, so essentially, like we just talked about Zora, any other platform that's building like any kind of token launchpad on Base is going to benefit from this essentially, right? So expect a pretty vibrant like creator ecosystem as a result of this. So it's not implemented yet, but
yeah. So this tweet is a few weeks old, but man, even today, 24 hours, things are up 34, 50%.
Yeah, there's some good macro news, right?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Well,
I don't know, depending on the hour.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird what's going on out there.
All right. So Boot chimes in here, is calling it now. Creator coins are the next meta. Think about it. Pump Fun wants a flagship streaming, which means they're going to be on-chain crime baked into early valuations.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But that's not the point here.
Yeah. Higher price equals more people wanting in on the action. The creator's face profile is directly tied to the token. So hard rugging is negative.
Yeah.
And moreover, there's less risk for buyers versus free and fair bundled stop contract addresses.
So let's see what that looks like. So Pumped Out Fun already kind of has like its platform kind of geared up for this. And this looks, I mean, I have Twitch open right now on my computer. It looks pretty much similar to that, but not really.
Yeah.
It's definitely much more like primitive looking than Twitch. I mean, they can clean this up, I'm sure, after they raise $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
But that is like what the information that's trickling through the grapevine is. Pump.fun will use that $1 billion that they pretty much already have secured.
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag. They're going to get $1 billion to essentially like reinvent the live streaming monetization model, I guess. And then to build like even more pillars of community formation and social engagement on top of that, right? So
yeah.
They're going ham as far as like, you know, creating value for creators using Web3 Rails.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. This seems like a weird thing for like a token launch platform to just like hypothesize. But it's working. I mean, there's like a ton of...
I don't think it's weird at all. If you're paying attention to like what's happening in the world, this is the bet you make. Like this is what the next generation is up to.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of the creator economy too.
Yeah, it's like it's live streaming, it's TikToking, which is the next one, right? It's like people literally just do this.
Yeah.
Like
they just dance.
When I say people, I mean like people half our age, right?
Yeah.
Those are the people you typically tend to like cater like new business models around. It's like the age demographic from like 16 to like 26.
Yeah.
That's like the main, like, I don't know, like attack vector, isn't it? Traditionally?
Right. Yeah, I would say so.
I think so.
Yeah, because there's a ton of growth potential there.
Yeah, I guess so. And they're like younger, so their like minds are more like nimble.
Yeah.
More susceptible to like marketing and such, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to adjust, right? It's like the future is going to be in live streaming, whatever. People are kind of like, they need more interactivity and like high frequency, like ADD attention stuff.
Sure,
right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So this platform here, 10K World, this is watch videos, earn creator coins. And it says, we've refunded all current pre-sales with over $10 in contributions. We're now working on a new system using Meteora bonding curves to replace our fixed price pre-sale model to claim a refund, profile pre-sale, and refund.
Yeah, so go back to the website to actually see what it is. Just look at the FAQ or...
Yeah, FAQ here.
Or learn how it works or something.
Yeah. So what is 10K World? Is the first short watch-to-earn video app. Feature creators launch a creator coin. Viewers earn the coin just by watching the creator's video. It's like a crypto-powered TikTok where both creators and viewers can benefit financially.
This reminds me of Spectate to Earn. Remember that?
I remember.
In Decentraland, literally you just have to like, this is per a game we were developing at the time. You just show up and like watch other people play the game, like in the metaverse. You earn coin. Similar concept, right? Where it's, I guess this is like a TikTok. So
yeah, so who can post videos? A 10K pre-sale gate. A creator must sell $10,000 in their pre-sale to unlock posting. Go live after the hard cap is reached. Coin lists on Solana. Creator can publish videos.
So that's what they're scrapping. They're scrapping the pre-sale threshold for a bonding curve approach, which that's the way to go.
It is the way, yeah.
Yeah.
So watch to earn, you must lock 10,000 coins of the creator coin you want to watch to earn. So you must lock 10,000 of these coins. That'll be automatically unlocked when you claim your rewards.
Interesting.
Each new video opens an airdrop window. Watch the full video within that window. Secure an airdrop slot. Claim your reward the next day in-app. Okay. That's pretty sophisticated.
I wonder how they're going to combat bots here, you know? as always an issue.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
60% watch to earn. Majority goes to active viewers. 20% pre-sale. 20% liquidity provisioning. And no pre-sale liquidity and sold goes entirely into the LP minus 5% platform fee.
It's a pretty heavy fee right there, 5%.
Yeah. How do creators benefit? So how do they benefit? Creators earn 1% of all trading volume on their personal coin. So basically, it's aligned with the whole creator capital markets.
Yeah, which, you want to fix a single coin's value to the creator. Because, again, this is another platform where you're expected to output regularly, right? So depending too much of your reputation on the individual attempts itself has a lot of downside risk, right? So as long as I have that creator coin, that is my sustainable longevity approach to like being a participant in these types of platforms.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you're watching this video, like for example, like it'd be cool if after you finish watching, you've earned our own token.
It's true. And imagine if you've been watching since the very beginning. And you were earning fat tokens. You'd probably be a whale by now.
Dude, our market cap would be skyrocketing right now.
Probably not. I mean, there were periods where we were putting out bangers. Getting like 20K views and stuff on our videos. Market cap up, but then it's like, boom. But we're still here, though.
Yeah.
We didn't slow rug like most other creators out there.
That's true.
We're here 6 years later. There should be some value to that, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Where's our creator coin, dude? YouTube.
Yeah.
Fudge. Well, somebody will do it, right? Look out for that.
Yeah, it's like a layer on top of YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, so we were talking about AI earlier, and it says there's a new essay here. Vibe coding is AI native social media. So long story short, AI becomes a new tool for creation where software is now the new creation. The new creation is just software's new content.
Yeah. This is the layer of what we were talking about. Like the friction barrier has been significantly reduced for all of us.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not you're willing to pick up the torch.
Right? Yeah, because right now, before AI, we were in an environment where the apps that were created came from developers.
Correct.
And like what happens when anybody can create an app? Like what does that environment look like?
Yeah, and I think we're in that experimental era now. And per this like thesis, nothing is really broken through yet. I saw a report about some guy, a solo startup founder who sold his vibe coded app for $80 million.
Yeah.
That's a signal of hope for all the vibe coders out there.
It's a good day.
That's a really good day. Actually, I think, he only spent like 3 months building that like whole business, and 3 months of work, $80 million get.
Yeah.
And he's like not a coder. He's just been vibe coding things together. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot more than that. I think we're going to see like one person companies sell for $1 billion.
Yeah. That's the hopium, right? It's once that happens, I mean, Tether's a 100-person company. They're like on their way to $1 trillion company.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to see single-person companies become $1 billion things. And I think the crypto space is probably like the most, I don't know, like probably the most rapid way to get to that kind of valuation, right?
Yeah, I think so.
A crypto token that's launching a bonding curve.
Or you're launching some AI project in Web2 land and instant billion market cap.
Instant.
But
then you have, I guess.
But there's a lot. There's a lot now. You got a lot of competition.
Yeah, I think Web3 rails are better, in my opinion. I don't know, just because it's open market.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through like some VC ringer.
Yeah.
So again, it's that thing, right? It's like that opportunity's much more localized. Web3 it's a global permissionless system, right? So that means the pool of attempts should be bigger.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but I think we just haven't reached the point where enough people have realized that they harbor like superpowers, or they can harbor superpowers.
Yeah.
And so we need more people to make like a ton of money, right? Kind of like we needed the early NFT artists to be like, yeah, I made $1 million selling my NFTs on OpenSea.
Yeah, we needed a Beeple.
Yeah, we needed a Beeple. What's that guy? Jose Delbo?
Delbo, yeah.
Who was like using Batman IP or something to create art. And he made like $1 million.
Yeah.
We needed those headlines, right? For the other artists to be like, you know what? I could do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's coming, but it's not there yet.
I'm ready, dude.
I'm ready too.
All right, guys, that's it for us. That was creator coins and the capital markets that generate revenue for the creator. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section below. If you find anything in the crypto space that you find interesting, also put it in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.